Hey everyone, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving and holiday season approaching. And if you think about it, hit the like button. Let us know what you're thinking in the comments. If you really feel like subscribe, it tells us that you're interested in what we have to say. And other than that, my time management on is terrible. We only get so much time on that. But either way, everyone have a great holiday this week, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now, and God bless. Hey everyone, thanks for watching.
Good morning,
We'll
everyone.
catch you
Welcome
on
to
the
another
next one.
episode
Hope
of
everybody
Gravy.
has
My
a
name's Wayne. To
great
my
Thanksgiving and
stage
holiday
left over
season
here,
approaching.
my good friend Bug. Good
And
morning, Bug.
if you think about it, hit
Good
the like
morning, Wayne.
button. Let us know what you're
Happy
thinking in the
Sunday.
comments.
Yeah,
If you
happy
really
Sunday.
feel
It is
like
a Sunday
subscribe,
morning.
it tells us that you're interested in what we have to
Getting ready
say.
for the
And other
big
than
turkey
that,
day this
my
week.
time
As
management on is
everybody
terrible. We only get so much
knows that
time on that.
it's
But either way,
our
everyone have a
American
great
friends,
holiday
family,
this week, and we'll catch
fans,
you
if
on the
we
next
have
one.
any.
Bye for now, and God bless.
Turkey Day.
Turkey day, yeah, that's right. Um, yeah, a lot going on for me in the next week or so. Um, I don't know how we're going to
Yeah.
do the show. I don't know if Rick is going to fill in for me. You'll have to run the show.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to I'll have to give my number to Rick. Okay, how about that?
Yeah,
Or
I
I may
will.
put it in the comments. Rick, call me. We need to discuss.
Well, you can do like I'll talk to him this week, see if he wants to fill in
If he
for
wants
me.
to, if he got time, he might be doing something that
Well,
weekend
I
of
will tell you,
Turkey Day.
I know he watches or listens to the show, and I you should see his Santa Claus beard. Holy buckets, that thing is large and white. From he was on the show, I guess it was last year.
Yeah, it was 20, that had to be 2024.
Yeah, I think it was last year he was on the show. He was here
Mhm.
visiting with. He was kind of passing through from. He had bought some property up in Tennessee. I think that's where he was coming back. He was coming back from somewhere, and he stopped in and stayed with us for a couple of days,
Mhm.
and then went on.
Yeah,
He lives down in Florida.
Flowrider.
Yeah, yeah.
Flowrider.
He's one of the few loyal fans, listeners, if you will,
Yeah.
friends, family that comment on our videos, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Rick. Thank you,
Rick, you're a
Kyle,
good man.
Vanessa. We have a several that do.
Avid watchers.
Hmm Once in a
Hmm.
while, someone will comment. I don't know why. I've asked said, if they don't have any comment, don't comment. I got that, right? But
I have no comment
no comment. Great
on your
show,
emphasis.
whatever.
I have
Um,
nothing to say about what I just saw.
yeah, but it's a tough time. We were talking earlier. We'll talk a little bit about. It's a tough time of year for me. A lot of stuff happened to me in my life in the last couple of years, and even you know, 30 some years ago, 40 years, 30 some years ago. That affects me emotionally, right? This time of year, everybody talks about, it can be a great time for some, and in other times it can be. There's things that happen that can be depressing, right? Puts you in a
Hmm.
bad mood,
Hmm.
um, and it sometimes it hits me at the weirdest times. It's just a whatever trigger, that it isn't weather related for me. I don't think. It's just I look at a picture or I look at something, and all
Yeah.
these emotions. I can talk about it. I'm not the hard evil man that a lot of people think I am. I'm a big marshmallow underneath.
Oh, look at him.
Gruff exterior. I got going on here.
That thing, that thing, that
Yeah, it's just so everybody
that's
knows.
hey, that's Wayne.
Yeah.
This is Wayne.
Of course, yesterday I did a little hunting in the morning, and it just, it gives me. There's a lot of time to think when you're hunting. A lot of things to reflect upon.
Hmm.
And of course, yesterday I was not in the mood for much of anything. So
Right. Understood.
yeah,
Understood. Yeah. I get it. Like I said, shared with you. Key member of the family is no longer with us.
yeah,
So,
it's
momentarily sadness,
yeah,
because things.
it definitely affects, me
Hmm.
in weird times.
Hmm. And, those of us that have not been in that, even if you've been in that situation, what I'm saying, you got that
Yeah,
situation, they say pull yourself up by the bootstraps if it's possible and make others that are fortunate, hey man, enjoy your loved ones, as much as you can, as long as you can. You know what I'm saying? I try to
mhm,
max out on my love for my family and friends and stuff like that. Try not to get into scrapes and all that kind of stuff, because one day, hey, we're gonna depart, So the individuals I've run into mugs in the military. I hate so and so and so. I'm like, dude, that's a strong word. You hate this mug?
yeah,
You hate this mug that brought you on the planet? I mean, what did they do? You know what I'm saying? I can't even
yeah.
imagine, what I'm saying, or whatever. So,
Well, you
just
think, yeah. I don't know if one of my favorite movies was with Tim Allen and the Santa Claus, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
how what's his name? Something Judd. Anyways, Judd, the psychiatrist in the movie, right?
right.
He quit believing in Santa Claus because all he wanted was the Oscar Mayer Wiener whistle, right?
It
And
was
he
his
didn't get,
inspiration.
huh?
I said that was his aspiration. I
Yeah,
couldn't to
that was
attain that.
that was the straw that broke the proverbial camel's back, right? He didn't get it
Yeah.
for Christmas one year, what have you. So Santa Claus wasn't real or whatever.
Hmm.
And once Tim Allen as Santa Claus gave him that Oscar Mayer Wiener whistle, whatever, um, it just totally blew his mind, and he was struggling with it. The fact that Santa Claus did exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
um,
Hey, that movie may explain my daddy. He told me that his older brother, he had a brother at least 20 something years older than him. He says, for Christmas, I'm gonna send you a Red Ryder BB gun.
mhm.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna get a Red Ryder BB gun. And we're talking about, let me see, back in at least the 50s, maybe. It had to be in the 50s. No, it probably was before that. Yeah, the 50s. Let's say early 1952. Okay. My pops probably was 10 years old. And said he would go out to that mailbox every darn day looking for that. It's getting close to Christmas. I'm gonna get that Red Ryder.
Get the red right.
Now he's
They,
84. Well, he's
uh,
83, right? He's going out to that.
well,
Where's that?
yeah. Well, there's a movie about that, right?
Yeah.
Don't you take your eye out or whatever. And he ended up getting in this movie. The
Hmm.
kid ended up getting one, and he actually
Oh
injured
my.
somebody in the movie about it.
Mm-mm.
But either way, but anyways, I don't want to dwell on that. Next, there's a couple of things we want to talk about with Thanksgiving coming up. What your plans on? What was your any family traditions? It was always kind of a big deal for me when I was real young. My mom would always make a big meal, and we didn't have a large family per se, but uh, it was always those that could would come, and my uncle or my grandfather, grandmother would. My mom would put on this. She had these traditional things. She always did the turkey, and she would stuff the turkey, right? It wasn't this pan of stuffing; it was stuffed in the bird, right? And I
Mm.
loved it, and I get emotional thinking about it. Pardon me.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
it was just great time. You know, it was, you know, creates memories. But let
Yes.
me know down in the comments, everybody. I don't know, Bugs. He's looking at something else, but what your
Yeah, I was
favorite thing
listening,
about
and you was
Thanksgiving and
spawning some memories as you was going through.
yeah,
And I'm gonna help you expose some more things, right? All right,
yeah,
Thanksgiving, right? So here we go. All right, the earliest Thanksgiving I can remember was kind of like Little House on the Prairie. We lived with our grandmother until I was 8, and my grandmother's house was like it was a wood house for one. It had like 3 bedrooms, and they were tiny. Don't think we grew up with something special. 1 bathroom, a kitchen, and a living room, and a TV with rabbit so it showed on the 2 channels, and it was black and white. Never, and it was cold back in the day. It was really cold, even down in Georgia. Thanksgiving. So what Thanksgiving meant for me, as Wayne was talking, I was looking over here. He was drawing some memories, resurrecting some things, right? So you got one, no school. Okay, there was that. There was no freaking school for a
yeah,
long time. All
yeah,
right. Then the preparation, you saw, the hustle and bustle of your parents trying to get ready for Thanksgiving, struggling, trying to, where we're going to get a turkey. You know what I'm saying? My dad was always proactive. He would buy his turkey like in freaking August or something. You know
yeah.
what I'm
Get it when you
saying?
can, right? Put it in the deep
Yeah,
freeze.
he would do all that. And so, the traditions, as Wayne was mentioning, is that, Christmas stuff would start appearing around the house. We had this little teeny uh Christmas tree, like Charlie Brown's Christmas tree. That much because the house was so small. So this was a TV. I'm still on TV. This was a Christmas tree that you would set on a table, right? We just happened to have a table to set this
Yeah,
mug on. But I was so excited about that, and then the fact that my daddy's brothers was coming down or up, had a lot of relatives in Miami, a lot of relatives in New York. So they would all merge, come together. And I don't even know where the room came from. But I knew this was a time that I could do a lot of stuff and not get in trouble with, you know, because I was unsupervised because everybody's trying to reunite and all this kind of
oh
stuff.
yeah.
So Junebug I could jump from the couch to the and basically I got a lot of grace, right? And then there
Hmm.
was the cakes. You know what I'm saying? My mom and my grandmother would make cakes and stuff like that. And they made a lot of food I really didn't like because I was a hamburger French fry type guy. But I had to eat. That's the only thing on Thanksgiving that was a Debbie Downer because I eat this food that I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, Mom, you're gonna cook some French fries? Boy, that was
Yeah,
blasphemy. Are you serious right now? It's Thanksgiving. This is what we're gonna have. We're gonna have turkey, we're gonna have rice and a hen and all this fruit cake. I didn't like fruit cake, okay? That was another thing. It was
I can appreciate it more now as I'm older, but back then it was not something, you know.
hey, I tell you what I could appreciate that thing Sergeant Carter made the other day, that darn what was that? I don't even know what to call it. This thing with
What's
strawberries.
it's just it's like a cake, I guess. With she used shortcake or pound cake, some kind of puddings and
Yeah.
strawberries, and then she would
That
layer it
thing
in
was
that.
delicious, man. Certain
Yeah,
Cardi made great beers, okay? You finally
yeah,
did it.
yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah. She did.
But anyway, so that was it for me. That was it. That was a large part of it for me as a kid. I mean, it goes in segments. You got the 8-year-old version of me that I give you a chance to say what you got to say, and I go to the teenage years of being and then to adulthood, what it's like being a father, being that guy that my parents was. Now I'm that dude.
Yeah,
I'm on center stage. You know what I'm saying? Mm. So
yeah.
that was me. Cold, no school, family members, just the excitement in the air, family members coming around. I had a lot of freedom to do bad stuff, and not get in trouble about it. So,
Well, yeah. Well, when the unless we were helping my mom, peel potatoes or whatever on Thanksgiving morning, um, which we did a lot, peeling potatoes, for mashed
hmm
potatoes. She would make
hmm
But for the most part, we were banished. You were not,
Mm-hmm.
unless you were a helper, or old
Mm-hmm.
enough to help. I agree. Free time, man. We were
Mm-hmm.
usually it was getting pretty cold. And where I grew up in Pennsylvania, we would have snow probably already or something early. We're talking late '60s, early '70s. It would snow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, and then a lot of times we were gearing up. My dad was always last minute, right? So right after Thanksgiving on a Monday was opening day for hunting season, for deer
Mm.
hunting, rifle season.
Okay.
And of course, I didn't get to go until I was 11 to go hunting the first time. So after that, when I had to do all the prerequisites that you have to do in Pennsylvania. You have to have a hunter safety course and blah blah blah. Nothing wrong with them. I don't disagree with them, but
Mm-hmm.
there is a lot of preparation. And my dad would always, come Monday morning or Sunday, probably Saturday or Sunday, he would jump in his truck and I, you know, stupid early in the morning, right? And he was off to
Mm-hmm.
go hunting with my grandfather. So,
Mm-hmm.
but anyways, those are things that are coming up, and this year is different for us. It's getting to um, Thanksgiving this year. My wife and I, the day after Thanksgiving, we're jumping on a plane. We're going on a cruise um, in the Mediterranean. So it's a little different this year. It's a little,
Mm-hmm.
as now that both of our children are adults, are doing their own thing. It's typically we get like I feel like some kind of rotation wise, we get Thanksgiving one year and then Christmas the next with our kids, but it's getting convoluted with life. They have other things they're doing. It's a difficult time, right? Trying to work
Mm-hmm.
schedules and whatnot. So
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
empty nester syndrome as we get older. Hence the gray beard. Um, but anyways, that's Thanksgiving. Let me know what you guys think down below in the old comments section, if you will. Um,
Yeah,
you
drop
know,
some Thanksgiving traditions you guys got
yeah. Well,
as you summer.
we don't really have a lot of tradition stuff other than
Mm-hmm.
turkey. That's what we always
Mm-hmm.
have, and we get together. And after that, then it's like crazy Christmas shopping stuff. And
Yeah,
I don't know
I didn't
when.
like that, man. I didn't like the introduction of Black Friday. No pun intended. Okay, I didn't like it, and I don't like it now. You know what
I didn't
I'm saying?
either.
I don't like it because for me, and that's being selfish. There are millions of people that like it. Okay, you bet was that like Black Friday. Hey, man, more power to you. Go and do your thing. But not me. I'm not going to be out there in that crowd. I'm going to be enjoying the warmth of
Yeah,
my family's house, and I'm going to be sitting there talking about whatever we talk about and watching football and eating some food. Not getting out there. For me, Black Friday it was to take a word from Wayne's vocabulary. It was a paradigm shift.
hmm
It
yeah,
changed. It changed a lot. I don't think that the holiday has the value that it used to have. But this another generation. Maybe they can enjoy that. I can't. I can't do it.
yeah.
I'm
And
not. I tried it one year. It sucked.
I'm not that big. I'm not that prepared, right? I have no idea what Christmas gifts to get anybody, anywhere, anytime.
Mhm.
I'm terrible at it, right?
It's crazy. It's dangerous, man. I'm not getting out there. Doggone Black Friday. And I don't see much difference. You know what I'm saying? But then again, I am that guy that was that cheaper. I don't know. I don't know the prices of things. Anyway, I got this freaking gun and just shooting money out. It's
Yeah,
imaginary money, right? So no, I don't really. You know, Black Friday means nothing for me. I
yeah,
mean, if I venture out, it would be to get some food or something to augment the food that we have. But I'm not going out there. I'm sentimental, I'm traditional. I'm gonna hang around the family and chill and talk and just enjoy their company. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not doing that. And when they start doing that, I tried it one year. It totally sucked. I'm like, why am I here out here at Oh Dark 30? Shopping for what? So I
Mm,
can brag about a TV I got for less, you know? I think I did buy a TV on one Black Friday, and that was it. I was like, I'm done.
yeah.
I'm done with that. So,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
the commercial is, it's so, and it's important. I like the fact that people are going to get out and they're thinking of others and what gifts to give them in this
damn
time of the
suckers ain't thinking
year.
about that.
No, they're.
That's nice of you to say they're thinking
I,
about that.
I'd
They
be
just like their
curious
brand.
how many people actually go Black Friday shopping for Christmas presents and not for their own personal.
That's what I'm
Um,
thinking. I'm thinking it's personal gain. They're not out there.
yeah,
And then there was the mob scenes that was going on. You got moms waiting outside the wall.
to to
They're
to
trampling each other trying to get to this stuff, this little doll on the shelf, the elf on the, whatever they're trying to get,
Oh
man.
yeah,
I was
I
like,
remember it. Tickle Me Elmo or Cabbage Patch Doll or
Cabbage Patch
whatever.
Dolls, the rock, the freaking rock
Oh,
thing, you know.
they're gonna have the latest PlayStation on sale. I'm gonna save $10 or whatever. I'm gonna be able to get it.
Mhm.
I'll be the first on the block to get whatever. It's not me.
That's
And
all it
if
is,
you,
man. They turn it in.
yeah, and the few people that watch this is like, they're you don't know it's important. They really want it, whatever. And I'm like, what? How is that going to affect their life other than the 5 minutes of joy when they rip the wrapper off and whatever, right?
Hey, let me tell you, let me say this, man. Hey, the day bug ruined Thanksgiving, right? Let me do that. The Thanksgiving the bug ruined, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, here we go. I was a teenager. I could drive or whatever, whatever. So I don't know how this happened. I don't even know. But anyway, like I told you, the parents would cook stuff I didn't like. And now I got a job, I got money, I can make some calls. I can make some shots. So everybody's at my parents' house. That we don't move to the new house and all this kind of stuff. They're
Mm.
there and everybody's there. And I was like, I'm not gonna do another chicken and rice, turkey and rice Thanksgiving, right? That was me. Now, why KFC was open on this particular Thanksgiving, I do not know. But it was. I went and got a bucket of chicken, right? The original,
I know where you're going with that.
original freaking recipe,
It's
right?
right.
And
That was
man,
probably before the extra crispy came about.
yeah, I think it was. It was before
Mm.
Asian Crispy, right? I had this big giant bucket of chicken, man. I done spent my hard-earned Burger King money on this chicken. And I'm coming back now. I don't even know how I got out without even being noticed. But I went out, I got the chicken, I came back. When I came back in, though, everybody saw me. They saw me. Oh, Jumper, you got KFC. And as they was dipping their hands in the pot that mom had cooked, they went the other way, totally upstaged her meal, right? Oh my God. Now, I was oblivious to the situation. In my mind, myself, Wayne knows me, so he can really feel this story. Totally oblivious to what I've done. I got enough chicken, man. Y'all enjoy yourselves, right?
Mhm.
Man, my mama gave me the daggers. And yeah, the darn Superman, you know, X-ray, I could
Oh
cut through
boy.
steel. Man, she gave me the daggers. I was like, what's wrong with her? I just made everybody happy. I don't get it. And then she fell in like she wasn't mad. Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys get some chicken. Make sure you guys get some of the stuff that I cooked. So, right. So after the smoke cleared, everybody gone back. My daddy came back there. He said, boy, what in the devil is wrong with you? I was like, what in the devil are you talking about? I'm okay, let's do that. Yeah, it was like, man, you just upstaged your mom Thanksgiving, bruh. She put all the effort into cooking this food that nobody ate. And you come up in here with a bucket of damn chicken, bruh. And then the magnitude of what I had done, it finally hit me. And I was like, dang, mom. I had to face mom. It's mom. I just like, I thought I could slide by, but she was like, nah, you know what you done? I did all this good. You know, blah, 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 blah. Oh man, she buried me with guilt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So that was the year 1980, whatever, bug
probably was 1980 instead
80
of
something.
81.
Yeah. Bug upstage Christmas. Oh my God, man. So, hey, for y'all, any listeners, any teenage listeners, they don't. When your mom cooking, let it be that, okay? You can sneak off and act like you're going to the parade. And that was another thing we used to do. We had to go to the parade, which I love the parade. You know, parades was big back then.
Oh
My
yeah.
little hometown had a parade. So we'd stand out in the cold, freezing, waiting on Santa Claus and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was always,
Yeah.
that's right. My mom always enjoyed watching the was it the Rose Parade?
Actually, we watched both because we had one on CBS and one on NBC. One was like the Macy's
Macy's, yeah,
parade.
Macy's,
Yeah.
and then the Rose.
Roses parade or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. I would flip back on the oh yeah. That was on commercial.
Commercial. Yeah,
Go back. Yeah, man. Good,
that
good
was what my
times,
mom
man.
liked watching it. They had all the floats.
Hmm. Did y'all have a parade in your town though? Did y'all have one that y'all would attend? No, no parade. And big as your
No,
town. Okay. Yeah, Valdosta.
they
Go to
they
Valdosta,
probably
man.
did. They probably did, but I don't remember going to it because it was
Yeah.
winter time, right? It
Yeah.
typically was snow on the ground, so
I
yeah.
got you. It makes sense up there. Yeah. It was cold, cold as the Dickens, as they say. But
Hmm.
it wasn't that cold where you couldn't go to parade. We didn't have to worry about snow, but it was even better. We're going to the parade, it's cold, and we're trying to, everybody was lined up on both sides of the street, just watching this thing go by, watching the different floats. And it seemed like it was always I guess it was wrong. Evidently, I don't know. It seemed like some kind of way they did it where it was after dinner, but it was close to being at night. Sometimes I believe it was dark,
Hmm.
when we saw the parade. You know what I'm saying? They had the streets, all the Christmas stuff up. So that was another good time that we used to do, but we don't do that no more. We don't do the parade thing. I don't even know if they have the parade anymore. But it was good. Everybody was civilized. Now you do a parade, there's probably shooting going on, mobbing and all this kind of stuff. But back in the day, everybody just went out there, had fun. There was no fighting. Everybody
Yeah.
just enjoyed it, man. I'm sorry for this generation. They would never know. They would never know the world through Bug's eyes.
You know,
They would never know.
and that's the thing, I can only imagine, I love the old timey look that they used to, they had the
Hmm.
diner and it's Christmas lights and, the from the 50s and 60s, they still, there were rough times. People didn't have a lot of money, but they were still putting, you know, holiday decorations and stuff up. So,
That's crazy.
uh,
Every once in a while, when I was growing up, I would have a fleeting thought about people in other countries, right?
mhm.
And I'm like, I wonder what they're doing in Africa. You know what I'm saying? Now, I was naive, and I've been naive for a long time, but I wake up to things slowly, right?
Mm.
Them jokers didn't have parade. They didn't celebrate. This is just American culture or European/American culture. You know what I'm saying? The other nations, man, they're probably sitting there envious. I mean, what is the Saudis doing on Thanksgiving? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
America's over here having a good time, you know what I'm saying, enjoying stuff. They got these freedoms, they ain't got to worry about it. I mean, and the rest of the world is fighting going on, all kind of crazy stuff. As you and I know, because we was in the military and we was away. We missed some Thanksgivings, you know what I'm saying?
Christmas,
Uh
Thanksgiving,
so we
birthdays,
could really, yeah,
anniversaries.
all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, I mean, I think we can appreciate this. Being like I said, I was oblivious back in the day. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I didn't know that everybody else wasn't enjoying it. there was people in the military away from their families. Then I became one of them guys. Thanksgiving, I gotta deploy. I gotta go to the desert or whatever. I'm gonna be gone for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Shucks. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Good rough
Yeah,
times.
yeah, yeah.
Those things,
You know.
you deal with it. But we got
Hmm.
about 8 minutes left. I wanted to talk about a little, Kyle sent me a video
Hmm.
about towing capacity on their vehicles, right?
Yes.
Yeah, hence the picture behind you. You see, this is my
Yes. I
my
noticed that.
2005 GMC that I've had for 20 years, we're going on 21 years. And then you see in the bed of the truck here is some pavers that a pallet full of pavers for a project that we did. And I forget what it weighed. It was like 3 or 4,000 pounds. Now you wouldn't know that this truck has 3,000 pounds of weight in the bed of the truck by looking
I
at it.
can barely tell because the only reason I can tell, I'm gonna be brief because I want you to get it out, is that the distance between the tires and the fender, as you will, in the back is not the same as the one that's in the front. And I know there's
Right.
an engine. There's a slight variation, not much, just a little bit. But
Yeah,
go ahead.
there's a lot of weight in that truck.
Hmm.
Well, it was all about towing capacity, right?
Hmm.
And what your vehicle, a 1/2 ton truck, this guy did a video. I'll be brief, try to be brief. It's an F-150, but I don't know what year, 24 or 22, whatever it was. Fairly new Ford F-150 crew cab. But it would tow, the manufacturer claims it'll tow 13,000 pounds. And the video went on, and it was basically about this brand of hitch called Safeway Hitch, right? And it has a little dial on it, tells you how much tongue weight, blah, blah, blah. And the guy did a really good job on it, but he missed a lot of components that add to the capabilities of the vehicle. One is the spring rate, the tires, like these are they're E-rated tires. Each tire, if you inflate them to the max PSI on the tire, they're
Hmm.
capable of holding, I think that each tire will carry 3,200 pounds. Now, this
Okay.
truck weighs in the neighborhood of 6,000 pounds as you see it. Not right
Hmm.
now with the weight, pardon
Hmm.
my finger.
Right. Yeah.
Um, the but the key thing, a vehicle is only as good as the weakest link, right? And a lot of times the weakest link is the hitch back here at the back of the truck. It has a
Hmm.
rating. Set by the manufacturer, whether it's the one installed from the auto manufacturer or an aftermarket one. Um, like Reese makes them, and different companies make these
Yeah. I
different
got a
ones.
Reese on the heavy
Yeah,
Chevy.
yeah.
Hmm.
So and each one of those have a rating, and a lot of them will say 500 pounds, whatever it is, 500 pounds without a weight distribution hitch, where a weight distribution a lot of times is 1,000 pounds. Some are more, some are less, depends. But it's still, there's a lot, he left out a lot of things. Sure, I could hook 20,000 pounds behind this truck and it would tow 20,000 pounds if it's set up properly. This truck is designed, it's a 2500 HD at the time. I don't even think it has, I forget what the actual weight that it'll pull by the manufacturer. I want to say it's only like 15,000 pounds, if I remember, but I'd have to look it up. Someone correct me in the bottom down there. It's got the Duramax Allison transmission, and I think it's 373 gearing in the axles, right? But
Hmm.
regardless, the guy left a lot of stuff out that you need to consider when you're towing. Um, Read your manual. If you get the book manual like I did in this truck, I still have it. I confer with it many times because my memory is shit anymore. So, um, but the guy made a lot of good points, and I told that to Kyle. I said he makes a lot of good points. Um, know what the weakest link, which is typically the hitch in the back, is typically the weakest link. Don't just go
Let me
where
ask you
the
this here. What's the problem? What could go wrong with the hitch in the back when
well
you
you
say the
get it.
weakest link?
Well, it's attached to the frame typically, right?
Mhm.
And even
So
some
come on.
step bumpers are rated pretty high too.
Hmm.
You need to know what their capabilities are, um, and try to abide by them. The guy made some errors, in my opinion, on how much tongue weight. Typically, you want 10%. If you know what the weight is you're towing, you want about 10% on the hitch. So you can move the load. He didn't talk much about moving the load on the trailer to change the tongue weight. He didn't explain that, right? He was just like, this is where I put the tractor. He had like a 5,000 pound tractor. He said, this is where he
Hmm.
puts the tractor where he does. And he looks, and he was only like 200 pounds of tongue weight, well within
Hmm.
the capabilities of that hitch, right?
Hmm.
Without a weight distribution hitch. Um, if you need more tongue weight, you shift the weight forward on the trailer, or you move it back over because the trailer will have a pivot. If you put more weight,
Hmm.
it puts more tongue weight. If you move the weight back, it puts the weight farther to the back and takes some of the tongue weight out and puts it on the axles of the trailer. He didn't really go into that depth. He had good information, but he was missing some of the important aspects of the information, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't see the video, but
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, just because it'll tow 13,000 pounds or 15,000 pounds, it ain't going to haul it in the bed, right? Even though I've got
Mhm.
way over, this is what they consider a 3/4 ton truck, which is kind of like old school thinking. 3/4 of a ton is what, 1,500 pounds, right? And
Mhm.
as seen here, I got more than 1,500 pounds, right?
Mhm.
Of a
Mhm.
3/4 ton truck. It's just
Mhm.
an old school method of this would, safely carry whatever.
Mhm.
Now,
Mhm.
you can't really tell. I'd have to move out of the picture here. You see that I have this as far forward as I could have gone farther forward, which would have shifted more weight to the front of the
Mhm.
truck, but I was limited by what the forks on the
Yeah.
forklift. I took the tailgate off when I loaded it. I took the tailgate
Mhm.
off so that he could get closer to move
Mhm.
that weight forward.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
because if I would have had the tailgate down, that thing would have been, I would
Yeah.
have had so much weight on the back of the truck that the
Mhm.
front tires would have been it would really look bad. So,
Yeah.
again, weight distribution, I slid it as far forward as was capable at the time with the equipment that I had.
Right. Yeah, that's
So,
good. That's good.
and I just think that was something that I wanted to talk a little bit about. Um,
Mhm.
is not every vehicle's created the same. This thing towed this amount of weight. You it you didn't even really know it was back there. It didn't affect the performance of the truck. It drove fine. It stopped fine. You see that I do have it strapped down so it didn't slide. It's somewhat
Mhm.
dangerous.
Hmm.
It ain't the
Cool.
best stripe. Would they keep the load in there? Probably not. I should have had a net type strap
Right.
over the whole thing.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving and holiday season approaching. And if you think about it, hit the like button. Let us know what you're thinking in the comments. If you really feel like subscribe, it tells us that you're interested in what we have to say. And other than that, my time management on is terrible. We only get so much time on that. But either way, everyone have a great holiday this week, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now, and God bless.